All right. Good afternoon, everybody. Recording this, going live on Facebook, but recording this for a couple different social media channels. And again, my name is Ryan Harris, and I am sharing with you my storied past of my experience with the Yips, some mental health challenges, and some of the ways that I've been able to surmount self-sabotaging beliefs, self-sabotaging behaviors in my life. And I want to share with you some of these things in the free webinar that I'll be hosting this Saturday at 10 a.m. Pacific time, 12 p.m. Central, and 1 p.m. Eastern. And so in each of the social media posts, there's the registration link, and then each of the respective social media challenges here. So I have some superhero friends here to help me through this post, this recording. And so look, in this webinar, we're going to be sharing 3 secrets to overcoming your self-limiting beliefs, helping you achieve the results that you may be somebody that's just trying to get back to neutral in your life, just back to the things that you were able to do before easily, or you might also be somebody that is trying to experience quantum leaps in your results because you're dissatisfied with you don't want your current good to hold you back from the greatness that is contained in you. So look, the link is below. I invite you to take that action step, register, join the event. We'll be sending some more updates throughout the week leading into Saturday. And for now, so again, that's Saturday, November 20th, 2021. And so now I would like to thank Jason Sudeikis, the Apple TV series show, standing here in AFC Richmond territory, if anybody's seen Ted Lasso. So just finished actually season 2, and there's a concept called the Yips that more and more people are becoming aware of, and I want to really help. I was inspired by this show because not only does Jason Sudeikis' character talk about the Yips, or this show talks about the Yips, but mental health in general, and even the character Ted Lasso suffers from panic attacks every so often. So now that's never been my personal scenario, but I have, in many different aspects of life, had bouts with the Yips temporarily, and then even from prolonged Yips, as you could probably, it's something that is an evolving term and an evolving awareness. And again, so first I just want to pay homage. That's why I'm on the Facebook post. I'm checked into the Richmond pub. So it's AFC Richmond is what Ted Lasso coaches, and there's a player at the beginning of the season, and what the Yips is it's when it typically applies to athletics, and it was actually coined by the golfer Tommy Armour many years ago, where professional athletes, or people who have been able to do basic things like putt, for example, all of a sudden develop this mental block that basically doesn't allow them to do basic functions of what they were previously able to do in their sleep. And as I was researching this, again, this is something that the Yips have continued to call me, and I feel like, again, one more opportunity for a reminder. So I'm listening to the call. So I feel that I'm being called to share this with you, and I'd love to share more with you this weekend during the webinar, and how I also help my clients through overcoming whether it be Yips or even just self-limiting beliefs, self-sabotaging behaviors. And in other sports, as I was researching the term twisties came up. So I actually was typing in the yips for females because I couldn't think of any examples of females. Now there's Charles Barkley here with his golf swing. There's John Lester, Cubs pitcher, former Cubs pitcher, that basically couldn't throw to first base to pick off a runner, and the league got a hold of that. So he was seeing some different things. And then the first person that I actually became aware of the yips was actually Chuck Knobloch, because his was when it became in my awareness in high school when I was doing baseball, and I found that basically my throws were going all over the place. It was going anywhere from 2 feet in front of me, all the way over the stands, over the backstop, breaking fire alarms inside, throwing inside. And so look, I invite you to think about a time how you might feel that if you ever felt discouraged or disheartened when the thing that you used to love. I was a lefty pitcher, loved playing baseball, and and then as I've come to realize that there was a couple moments even before that in football where I froze, and so that really impacted my football career. And it wasn't until I worked with a sports psychologist, and even so his name was actually Pete Melito, and Pete is actually what's inspired me to get into these works that I'm doing with mindset mastery coaching and life mastery consulting. And so as I was researching these terms, I was like, hey, does this impact women too, or is this a man thing? And so the primary example was obvious. So this past summer, many of us in America were very disappointed, and I've very disappointed. Let me clarify that. Very disappointed that our star gymnast Simone Biles was all of a sudden withdrawing from certain competitions, and nobody could explain why. And so as she's trying to also spread the good cheer, not good cheer, but the good word about, hey, look, we need to start talking more about mental health and how it can be overcome. Some of the broken mindedness is again, there's times where I've felt broken in my life before, in my relationships, in my athletics, my health, and then definitely as it relates to confidence in a career or a vocation, which again that applies to that manifests into all different areas of life, as many of us might know. And so as I was looking into this, so the gymnast term for the yips is actually called the twisties, which basically means when you're doing all those spins, what Simone was talking about was she was losing her ability in her head to know, it's almost like closing your eyes and spinning around many times, and you don't have any idea where you are. And so kudos to her for standing up like that. And she was, if it can happen to the most highly trained athletes, like a John Lester making millions and millions of dollars, like a Chuck Knobloch, who is, all of these people, I bring up these stars because these were the peak performers. And if it can happen to the peak performers, it can definitely happen it can catch any one of us. And even if we're not an athlete, if you're not an athlete, this can all of a sudden trigger, and you might find yourself not being able to do the things you used to do. Or, a good example is mild cases of this is, how to speak, how to speak in public, how to give presentations, but all of a sudden, when it comes time to be live or be, all of a sudden you get fearful. And just on that other side of fear is where there's freedom. There's the truth will set you free, and so that's where I applaud Simone for really being outright with it. A lot of other athletes tendencies in males to not seek help, And so a lot of this stuff for me, you know, and so I'm hoping me sharing this can also spread the word to where, look, you don't have to live with this. Like you can actually improve this. There's things that we can do together, and I know some other folks together as well. Going off a little bit here, but this is a very important subject to me, and so look, I applaud Simone for doing what she felt was right, you know, giving somebody else on her team also the chance to shine as well, and to receive that gold, or at least give the chance. So the last thing I'll say is, look, sometimes you have to look out for yourself as well, because you have to be your best friend, your own best friend, before you can be anybody else's best friend. And so one of the things that there's an even earlier case of somebody having the twisties in Olympics, and that person didn't stop it. They kept going, and they became paralyzed because when they lost control about where they weren't a cat on their feet anymore. They were completely thrown up, and they ended up, I believe they broke their neck. I think it was on the straight bar. But nonetheless, kudos for Simone for saying something, rising up, and then there's more and more of this. I feel that's coming out. At least it's being more and more brought into my awareness. And so, look, I feel called. I feel you know, if this resonates with you, or if you know of somebody that all of a sudden can't do basic functions, there is a solution for that. Whether it's in your health, your wealth, your relationships. You know, Chuck Knobloch, for example, he was, I'll bring this in for a landing after this, but Chuck Knobloch, all-star second baseman for the New York Yankees, the biggest enterprise at that time. You know, they were winning championships, and he's at second base. He's an all-star. He's a professional all-star. He's at the peak of the peak athletes, and he can't even throw it to first base without throwing it into the stands. So imagine that, like, look, if you were, and that was happening to me. Like, if I'm like from this distance to you, and I can't even make that simple throw, how am I going to, you know, be put on the field? You know, a lot of us, you know, then there's the shame and guilt associated with it, the discouragement that, you know, no matter what your teammates might be trying to do to prop you up, you feel that you're letting your teammates down, and then you feel like you're a liability in your life, in your main vocation. And so, you know, for some of these athletes, I applaud them for everything that they've done. And, you know, Charles Barkley, I do want to give that example, because a lot of us still, this actually still happens to me very frequently in golf. I'm not saying that that's the only reason why my golf scores are so high, but I know, like, this shot, I know how to make the shot. I had a great practice swing, and then as soon as actually what Charles Barkley has happened to him, as soon as he swings, like right before he has this like twitch, and it throws his whole swing off, and then the golf ball goes all over the place. And so again, there's a quote by Wallace Wattles saying that, you know, he or she can't, even if they think they can, even if they know they can. It's not until you have your subconscious mind know that you can, with confidence and active power consciousness is what he calls it, that you can do that thing. And so, look, there's a lot of great things that we can do together. I would love to serve you this weekend, and you know, make sure that you are poised for your quantum leap in all areas of your life. So this weekend we're going to get very clear on all of that stuff. So right now I invite you to join us in uncovering the rules for success, and as I've learned through the process, is you don't know how something works. Like, you don't know how the mind works, you don't know how the heart works until you know how it breaks. You don't know how anything works until you know how it breaks, and that you can fix it again. So I would love to not just fix everybody who's you know, seeking to receive those results that they would love in their life. But also, my services don't just include fixes; they also include enhancements. So those similar tools that can bring you from feeling broken to neutral can also take you from neutral and beyond your quantum leaps. And so again, check the link in this video. We'd love to see you live Saturday, 10 a.m. Pacific, 12 p.m. Central, November 20th. And again, same for 1 p.m. Eastern time. So until then, I will see you later this week. Have a great day.